Sometimes I think people watch too many movies when they hear someone say there's no such thing as bad PR because this is bad PR. And my thought is before you go and fire or lay off 900 people over a Zoom call, you might want to give us a ring and employment boost and talk to us about some outplacement services because there was 10 other ways to handle this that were better than what they just did. It's on CNN, it's popping up on my Instagram, it's on Reddit, it's on just about every news site. Everywhere you go, you can't escape the story right now, which you have to imagine it's causing harm to their employer brand. This is why companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, who knows, on outplacement services because it helps protect your brand. The last thing you want is to have 900 disgruntled employees out there talking trash about your company every day. So it's we deal with layoffs from underperformance and mergers and acquisitions and everything under the sun. People hire outplacement services to help mitigate some of that fallout from having to let people go. I just saw this story. I'm just thinking, we had a PR reach out to us this morning for a quote for an article that's coming up, and because we deal with this type of work all the time, so we gave them a quote. But it's like, wow, this day and age, and we're doing things this way. But it's a reminder that technology has made us very cold, and in many ways, technology has not made us better. And this is just another one of those examples where firing people over Zoom like that, and you hear stories about people getting fired over a text message. There's just so many better ways to go about this. If you ever watched that movie Up in the Air with George Clooney, he goes around, their company goes around to like other companies and they actually do the firing. That's not what we do. We just help employees transition from one company to another through resume writing, interview coaching, job search advice, and just overall being there as a coach to help them get through this emotional time. But if you watch that movie, you see, and it's a movie, but you can see where it does, art imitates life in that sense where getting let go is tough. For some people, it's an eye-opening experience where it's like, I didn't really like this job anyway, so now I can go do what I want to do. And for other people, it's tough. It's tough to deal with getting let go. And then the whole part of outplacement is to ease that process, right? And I'm not saying the better.com, I don't know, they may or may not be using outplacement. I just have to imagine or wish somebody was there giving them some kind of advice, whether it was HR or their PR department or if they are doing outplacement. Maybe they didn't even know it was going down like that. Even on our outplacement page, for professionals, the thing we always talk about is outplacement with empathy. We know how tough it is for displaced employees to go through the process of being laid off or being fired and then having to talk to their families, worrying about money, finding that next job, going on all those interviews. It's a very emotional process. And, a lot of our competitors even will just push you off on technology. That's what their outplacement service is, though. Here's a portal, and watch some YouTube videos, and we're very human to human. We call you on the phone. You can text us. You can call us on the phone. We can do it over video conference. There's another human interacting with you. And I designed this process and these services just knowing that it's tough going through that. And who wants to get pushed off on the cold technology? And then when I saw this article, this is just another example of where technology hasn't made us better. You can't. Well, you can. He did it. He let 900 people go over a Zoom call. I guess you can do it. Don't recommend it. But again, we're using technology to just be colder. And I see that happening in the outplacement space too, where companies will sign up for outplacement and then, the displaced employee gets pushed off in the portal to watch some videos and look at some stuff, and then they get very little human interaction, sometimes none. And it's like, we're in the middle of the cost. Some outplacement services cost $4, $5, $6, $7,000 or more. So we're in the middle range, and we can still do a human to human service because we know it's all about that relationship. And don't be cold. Don't let technology ruin humanity. And that's where we're at right now. I think we just saw it, and it's all over the news. But I just think that we would have gave our client some different advice, and that's if we even want to know. And maybe the outplacement company, if they have one, didn't even know that was going down. Now, obviously, HR, you hope what they would know. It's just crazy. Like, did you think you wouldn't get a great amount of fallout from that? I don't know. Or did you think that now everyone's talking about it, so it gets more brand recognition for them? I think I read, don't quote me on this, they might be going IPO. Was this a way to get more exposure for the IPO? Was it to show that they're very cutthroat and driven, and this is the kind of company you want to invest in? Like, I have to think there's some other motive here. Because just from an employer branding, if you talk to Kane, he runs a company called Daggerfin that does growth strategies and employer branding. I don't think he would ever recommend this. If he was sitting down with a client on a consult talking about how employees view their employer brand, like, would they want to work here? It's a two-way street, right? Employers always want to Google potential employees. You think potential employees don't Google you? Could you imagine Googling them and then seeing that they did this firing over Zoom? It's might make it a little tougher to hire over there. But again, that's, outplacement services help you mitigate that. It's you help displaced employees transition a little smoother. And the last thing you want is you don't want 900 people out there talking bad about your company nonstop. And sometimes it's just the right thing to do as well. We'll see. But if you got any comments on this 900 person firing over Zoom, drop one below. We'd be curious to see what you have to say. But until then, we will catch you on the next one.